one, ethical treatment. Every realtor must adhere to a strict code of ethics, which is based on professionalism and protection of the public. As a realtor's client, you can expect honest and ethical treatment in all transaction-related matters. The first obligation to you is the client. Okay, so I think a lot of people don't know that. They think real estate agent, licensed real estate agent, and realtor are the same. They're not. If you're a part of the National Association of Realtors, and our team is, every agent in our team is, you are a part of an association that has a strict code of ethics that you adhere to, that you agree to, which means as a client, when you're working with a realtor, you can expect this same ethical treatment. Number 2, an expert guide. Buying a home usually requires dozens of forms. Oh, good grief. Let's talk about the forms. Let's talk about the paperwork.
Everyone loves forms.
So I think
paperwork.
The amount of paperwork has probably quadrupled in the last 20 years. I mean, it is a massive amount of paperwork. There's some builders out there right now, folks, that their purchase agreements are nearly 100 pages. 100 pages. That's a lot of paperwork. So when buying a home, we've got reports, disclosures, other technical documents, and knowledge. Knowledgeable expert will help you prepare the best deal and avoid delays and costly mistakes. With all that paperwork, mistakes are made all the time by agents that are not top agents, that are not experienced agents. All of the paperwork is so important, and on the mortgage side as well.
When I got into this business in June of 2004, our disclosure package back then was 12 pages long. Now a conventional disclosure package is 46, and an FHA is 52.
Yeah, quadrupled. It has quadrupled.
It's all government stuff. I mean,
Yes.
at one point, there was actually a form that went out that you would sign at closing saying that you verify that you have enough money to make your first payment. Because there were so many first payment defaults, meaning that you default on the loan before you even made one payment on the loan. Back in the in the wild west, right?
Yeah.
05, 06, 07.
Yes.
That was actually one of the things you signed at closing.
Crazy.
It's not that way anymore, obviously. But anyway, the point being, 12 pages back then, 52 now.
That's a lot of paperwork. Number 3, objective information and opinions. Realtors can provide local information on utilities, zoning, schools, and more. They also have objective information about each property. Realtors can use that data to help you determine if the property has what you need. By understanding both your needs and search area, you can also point out neighborhoods you don't know much about and you want more information on. Number 4, expanded search power. Sometimes properties are available but not actively advertised. A realtor can help you find opportunities not listed on the different home sites that are not on the MLS. Folks, this is a great point. We have worked with more buyers and sellers. We have helped more buyers and sellers in the last couple years buy and sell homes that are not on the MLS. We have a large off-market list of homes for sale. We have a large number of buyers that want property that's not on the MLS, that isn't available to everybody else. And so we also have very aggressive strategies on how to acquire properties that are not only not on the MLS, but aren't currently for sale. We do door knocking. You got a neighborhood that you want to live in, we will go door to door and knock on every door in that neighborhood, find out if anyone's interested in selling. We will do advertising. We will do mailers. We will be aggressive in finding a seller that wants to sell sometime in the relatively near future. If you want to be in that neighborhood. So these are, that off-market list of homes that we have for sale, the ability to be and desire and willingness to be aggressive on finding sellers that are willing to sell. That's what you're going to get with a top team and top realtors. And it's number 5, negotiation knowledge. There are many factors up for discussion in a deal. A realtor will look at every angle from your perspective, including crafting a purchase agreement that allows enough time for you to complete inspections and investigation of the property before you are bound to complete the purchase. So important, folks, the details of the offer. Number 1, are you protected as a buyer? Number 2, is the offer written in a way that gives you the highest likelihood of the seller accepting your offer? And if there's multiple offers, is it going to put you to the top of the list? Are you partnered with the right mortgage professional that the seller sees, oh, yep, I got a pre-approval letter here from Mike Overson's team, not worried about the financing at all? Or, oh, look, I got a pre-approval letter from Jimmy Call Center out of Yaya Loans in California. Yeah, I believe he's going to get it done.
Yaya Loans. Yep.
It's so important. It's so important, folks. I can't tell you how many deals that my team gets accepted in any given year because Mike Overson and his team are the lending partner. I mean, that is the reason. That is the tilting point. It's like, we know Mike. We know it's going to get done. It's a finance deal, but it's as good as cash because if he's got them pre-approved, it's going to happen. It's so, so important to have that partnership. Number 6 on the list, up-to-date experience. Most people not only buy only a few houses in their lifetime. Usually, there's quite a few years in between. And it is so important, folks, it's so important to be working with not only an experienced top agent, but a full-time experienced top agent. The real estate, every August in Minnesota Association of Realtors updates the forms. The forms, which, by the way, you're talking somewhere between 35 and 50 pages to the typical real estate contract and all the additional addendums. What's on those forms? Are you up to date with what's on the forms? Do you understand what the forms are? You as a buyer or a seller, you're signing a legally binding contract. Does your agent understand and can they clearly explain what those forms mean? Up-to-date experience is so important in real estate. That's why it's number 6 on this list. Number 7, your rock during emotional moments. Your rock during emotional moments. A home is so much more than 4 walls and a roof. And for most people, property represents the biggest purchase they'll ever make. Having a concerned but objective third party, your top real estate agent, helps you stay focused on the issues most important to you. This is really important, folks. Look, it's an emotional event, right? Selling your house, the packing, the moving, all the memories that you have in the house, buying a house, it is an emotional event. Your top real estate agent and top mortgage professional, they need to take the emotion out, they need to be objective, and they need to get you through the transaction.
Yep.
So, I mean,
and hopefully it's more happy emotions.
Yes.
Right? That's an emotion. It can be a happy deal. Buyer getting their first house, happy emotions there. Seller, if you have the family, you've got all the memories in there. Obviously, you reminisce a little bit, stuff like that, but you're hopefully moving on to your next house.
Yep.
That's a happy event as well. The whole goal there is to make that transaction as smooth as possible. If that happens, you've hired the right people on our team.
yes.
If that doesn't happen, you haven't.
Yes. You haven't.
Let us. That's part of our job is let us deal with the bad emotion stuff.
Yep.
You go enjoy the good emotion stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen agents that, there's an issue that comes up, right? And you've got an emotional buyer and you've got an emotional seller and they're reacting based on how they feel, on their emotions. But maybe it's a $200-$300 issue.
Right.
Right. And I've seen agents let that deal fall apart over $200 or $300 because they get wrapped up in the emotions of both buyer and seller. You got to have someone that can stand back and say, okay, let's really look at what we're talking about here. Are you going to not want to have this sale close for $200 or $300? No, you don't. You
Right.
don't as a buyer. You don't as a seller. As an agent, if buyers and sellers, if it is that important to them, we're just going to pay it. We're going to take care of it and make sure that it happens.